Welcome to the NBA Draft Junkies podcast, brought to you by Athlete.ai. In this episode, it's our first episode in the new set. We upgraded. We're not at the crib anymore. James and I, we're going to share our thoughts on who are the big winners of the 2025 NBA Summer League. I guess it's the NBA 2K26 NBA Summer League. And then we're going to share our early thoughts on the 2026 NBA Draft. Yo, what up? This is the NBA Draft Junkies podcast. Like I said, we're not at the crib anymore. We kind of leveled up, upgraded. We in the studio. It's been a little while, James, since we potted. The last time we did a podcast was after the second round of the 2025 NBA Draft. I've been on a crazy world tour since then. I went from New York. Yeah, I went from New York to Switzerland for the U19s. Came home for a couple days. Then I went to Vegas for Summer League. Came home for a few days. Then from Vegas, I went to Athens, Greece for a trench work sports camp. And then from there, I went to Belgrade for the U18s, the FIBA U18s. Back home, actually got a flight out tonight to go to North Carolina for Combine Academy. They're having a combine, so going to check out Michael Brown. So, man, I've been on the road, man.
Better than me, man. I tapped out at Vegas, man. Vegas hit me for too much money, and I didn't even gamble, and it was hot. We spent the extra day.
I spent extra 2 days.
I was tired, man. So
you're not built for the grind.
Nah, man, I'm getting my weight up, man. I gotta get my attributes up, but we here. So
Vegas crazy expensive. Actually, I saw the thing that said tourism is down like 11% in Vegas, and it was $8 for a bottle of water, like $9 for some Gatorade. The crazy thing is you need water and Gatorade in Vegas in July. But let's get right into it. All right, Summer League, your first Summer League.
Yeah.
Let us know about your first Summer League experience.
Man, first Summer League experience, Draft Junkies, and it was a lot of people there. You're talking to people, and there's so-and-so, and then there's so-and-so, and it was a lot. It was cool to interact with a bunch of people who listen to us and follow us. So that was fun. But like I said, man, Vegas is 3 days max for me. The basketball was really, really good though. Getting to see guys in person, getting to see how physical the game is in person in Summer League. It was a really good experience. I'll be back next year, but hopefully I'll be able to leave when I want to leave and not have to stay the extra day. But it's all good, man. Good Summer League.
Yeah, my first Summer League was in 2012, so I've seen how much it's grown. Vegas Summer League is it's the place to be, but it's weird. It's the place where conversations just fade and die. You talk to somebody, have a conversation with them, then somebody else interrupts your conversation, and then you just move on to the next person. But it was crazy the first day. Cooper Flagg and Bryant James, and I'm happy that the NBA is getting a lot of love during Summer League. I just don't like the fact that I had to stay in my seat the whole day.
Man, we had to pee in shifts, man. It was me, you, our dad, and we just sitting there, and I'm like, all right. The first game was 12:30 local time, and that was the Pelicans and the Timberwolves. So, that's kind of a marquee. That's a great way to start summer. Yeah. You got Rob Dillingham, you got Jeremiah Fears, you got Derik Queen. So it was already starting to fill up, and then they snuck it in. I believe it was the Thunder and the Nets in between, but it was really starting to fill up. And it was I gotta pee, I gotta get up, but I'm not getting up because the vultures was circling, trying to get closer to the ball or to the floor. So yeah, man, it was crazy. At first she was but then you really see Bronny really, really has fans.
Yeah, and Cooper Flagg too. Let's talk about Flagg. First game was rough.
Yeah, he shot really struggled. Trash.
And, just to add context to it, Cooper Flagg wasn't working out for a bunch of teams. He knew where he was going.
Right.
I think some of the other guys, they're probably in a little bit better shape just because they were competing and traveling and working out. So he was a little rusty the first game. I thought he struggled a little bit getting to his spots, but then the second game, and we were courtside at that second game.
Yeah.
So, we were literally on the court. Actually, the seats were we didn't even have seats. We were just standing up. Like we were just standing up on the court, and it's like you had a good view, but you didn't have a good view because you had Usher standing in front of you and whatever entertainer was over there. But anyway, what were your thoughts just overall on Cooper Flagg's summer league performance?
I mean, he didn't shoot the ball well, but really,
well, he couldn't. I mean, the first game was so bad, that he only played 2 games. Yeah, his stats were going to be way down.
Well, I mean, he didn't shoot well, and I say that like nobody really shot the ball well. And summer league, to me, is more so show me what I thought you could do in college. Can you do it on this level? And he showed you that he does a little bit of everything. Like he didn't shoot the ball well that first game against the Lakers, but like he had like a game-winning block or a game-saving block at the end. And then like, the next matchup, he got Carter Bryant, who defended out of his mind, but like Flagg ended up with 30. So
31.
I think Flagg is going to be fine. I like that they just said, man, go out there and just go try to get buckets because you got to try to figure it out. He's an advanced handle away from being very, 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 very good. And like he lives up to the hype. Like, I mean, he had, again, it's summer league, take what you want from it, but he had 30 and it was just like he got it within the flow of the game.
Yeah.
And on the last show, I was like, that's Kawhi Leonard like to me. The handle has to get Kawhi Leonard like for him to be Kawhi Leonard like. So, but as far as just like his overall summer league performance, he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, he took 21 shots in both games. He was 5 for 21 the first game. The second game against the Spurs, he was 10 of 21 from the floor. He was 3 of 9 from 3, but he got to the foul line 13 times. He had some highlight reel dunks and plays.
Tried to bang on a few people,
yeah,
too.
He had one that he missed, but it was definitely highlight reel. So, I mean, I thought that, he showed what he's capable of. Over 2 games, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.5 steals. The shooting numbers, the splits were bad, 35, 21, 57 from the foul line. But overall, I mean, I thought he was solid. Let's talk about Dylan Harper, another guy that played just 2 games, said he had a growing issue. I mean, it was like the trend. Like, everybody played 2 games. And had, that's injury issues. But Harper, he had 16 points in, I think, both games.
Yeah.
16 points. What did you think about Harper? And then De'Aaron Fox just signed. Got the notification. He just signed for $229.
These contracts are getting so big. I got to whip out my calculator and like divide it up to see what that annual average is. And I believe it's like $57 million a year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dylan Harper, like we said it. I thought he was a great athlete, and he looked like a great athlete out there. Like he's fast with the ball. He blocked, I believe, Ryan Nembhard's shot. Like head was at the rim. Like to me, I don't really care about the shooting splits. Don't really care about the low assist numbers. But like he showed you that he is, to me, he showed me that he's an elite level athlete, and that part of his game won't be an issue. So like I know that there were Cade Cunningham comparisons because 6'5", 6'6" point guards. I don't think he's the playmaker Cade is, but I think he's a better athlete than Cade. But now it's interesting because, the Spurs just cashed out Fox, Stephon Castle, one rookie of the year. How's all of that going to work?
Yeah. Who knows? But the concerns I have for him was he was just 1 of 8 from 3, and he had 7 turnovers to 4 assists. And I think that, he's not going to have the ball in his hands probably as much as he would like. So he's going to have to really work on shooting off the catch. But overall, I thought that, he played well despite a growing issue. All right, let's talk about Edgecombe. Edgecombe had a phenomenal first game. VJ Edgecombe, that is, for the Sixers, had a phenomenal first game against the Utah Jazz. And it was like, the NBA knows what they're doing. They had VJ Edgecombe and Ace Bailey matchup. VJ had 28, 10, and 4, 2 blocks. And I saw something where on a Paul George podcast, it seemed like he was kind of sneak dissing Baylor. He said something about, I hate college basketball. I didn't have any spacing. I had bigs in the paint. And he looked good. The one game against Utah, he looked good. He played only 2 games. One at the Salt Lake City Classic or Salt Lake City, whatever it's called. And then one in Summer League, the second Summer League game in Vegas, I should say. He had 15, 6, and 4. After watching him, I felt like he's best with the ball in his hands. But do you think he's really going to get the opportunity to play with the ball in his hands?
That's interesting because I feel like role clarity is going to be his biggest hurdle to success because obviously, Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, Jerry McCain, Embiid. But I think he's going to be fine off the ball because he cuts, he hits the glass, and he's going to get out and run in transition. And, also you got to pencil in that Paul George and Embiid are probably going to miss 60 games minimum combined. I mean, I'm not wishing it on it, but, ultimately, like, you want those guys playing, later in the season, not, in the middle of the season or early in the season. I think role clarity and then, like, just being able to, like, make catch and shoot shots, I think he's going to be fine because I think he can play off guys, and he showed you that with the FIBA ball last summer. So I think that's going to be good. But at the same time, like, again, Summer League is fake. He's not going to have that kind of usage that he had, especially game one, where he shot 21 shots or something like that.
He was getting them up.
He was getting them up. So that's not going to happen unless, guys are hurt. So, but he played well, and especially in that first game against Utah, like, he shot the ball really well from mid-range. Now, the second game against Charlotte, he really didn't finish at the rim as well, and that was one of, like, his major issues, at least coming into the season, as athletic as he was. How come he wasn't a better finisher? But like I said, it'll be different. I think he's going to be able to cut and play off of those more established guys that they already have in Philadelphia.
Yeah, he was just 2 of 12 from 3 over 2 games. I'm just curious to see the role that he plays. I mean, Maxey's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. McCain can play off the ball, but VJ's best with the ball in his hands. Is he a good enough decision maker to where they're going to trust him? And I know you feel like teams don't necessarily need point guards anymore. But if you're Philly, like, what's his role?
Well, I mean, I don't need him to be a decision maker. Tyrese is going to make decisions. Embiid is going to make decisions when he plays, and Paul George is going to make decisions. You're going to play off of guys. You're going to provide energy. And, on those nights when we're playing redacted because, it's a scheduled rest for guys, then I'm going to probably ramp up your usage, ramp up your own ball reps more. But, like, he's going to play off of guys until those older guys aren't there. And I still think he'll be in position to, like, get a big contract if he shows what he needs to show Philadelphia.
Kon Knueppel. Kon was good. He was better than I thought he would be. I wasn't the biggest Kon guy, but he led the Hornets to the championship.
Yeah, he played.
And he played. I think he was one of the biggest winners from Summer League. He averaged 15 points, 4.8 rebounds, 3.8 assists, 1.2 steals per game. He found ways to just make an impact, whether it was scoring, whether it was passing. He was defending, and he didn't even shoot the ball well. I mean, it's a good fit. I may not have gone with him at 4, but I thought that he played. I thought he played really well. What do you think about him in Charlotte and his role as a rookie?
I think his role in Charlotte is going to be very similar to what you saw there. Like, he'll be able to play off of guys. He'll be fine. Like, he leverages playing off of 2 feet very well. And, he's a good enough decision maker. I'm not worried about him shooting 34% because at the same time, playing with LaMelo, hopefully he's healthy. Playing with Brandon Miller, hopefully he's healthy. He won't have to create as many looks, and it'll be a lot of just, like, stand in the corner, and then there will be some movement shots for him. But he played well. And I also want to shout out, the 29th pick, Liam McNeeley. Like, he played well too. He had probably one of the better Summer League performances, at least from a box score standpoint. But he had a 22, 16, and 7 game. Like, that's some 2K stuff right there. So, like, those guys, they played well. And I guess if you want to ask me who was the biggest winner from the Summer League, I want to say just the Charlotte organization, because, like, they got 2 guys that, they played them more than a handful of games, and, like, they're trying to rebuild that culture, and it turns out that those 2 guys did play well in Summer League. So shout out to them.
Yeah, they definitely look like they won the draft just based off of Summer League. All right, Ace Bailey was the 5th pick. He only played 2 games. Again, what's these injuries, man? Like, are teams, are these guys really hurt?
No.
Or are teams just preserving them?
Yes.
I think sometimes if guys play really bad, then it's more like, all right, we're going to shut them down just to shut down the chatter and the noise that, they play bad.
Utah had a lot of guys, though, too. And
a lot of guys that are going to be in their regular rotation.
That are
that
not.
will be in
that's
their
what I'm saying.
rotation,
Like, they had a lot of guys. I feel like Ace, he had moments the second game. The first game, he kind of got out of character. Well, I wouldn't say out of character. He was in character when he should have been out of character. In character meaning he was trying to do too much, and it just didn't look good for him. But when he started to play off of guys, which I always said was going to be his best, like, role, like he shot the ball better and he looked better. I wish he would have played in Vegas. I don't even think he played in Vegas, did he?
Man, he just played 2 games.
Yeah, I wish he would have played in Vegas, but, he didn't play. But, I think that what you saw from him the second game is I'm playing off of guys. Let me, come off of this down screen, knock down these catch and shoot shots. I believe he shot a no dip, catch and shoot threes, in the corner. Like those are the plays that are going to lead to him being efficient and successful.
Yeah, the first game, it was kind of billed as Ace Bailey versus VJ Edgecombe, considering that Ace, was all in the headlines because he didn't want to work out for Philly. And he got smacked. If it was I know it's a team sport, but if it was just a head-to-head matchup, Edgecombe had 28 and Ace was 3 of 13 from the floor with 8 points. But then the second game, he had 18, 7, and 3, which is why I wish he would have played more games because it's like, all right, the first game was rough.
Yeah.
Second game was like, this is why everybody was so high on him. And then it was just like,
nope, that's it.
That's it. Yep, shutting him down. All right, Tre Johnson. Tre Johnson is I think Cooper Flagg is going to win Rookie of the Year just because if it's a tie, if it's even close, they're going to give it to Cooper and the Mavs should be better. But Tre Johnson, he was exceptional.
Hey, man, Ralph, hold on. Are you going to tell the latest chatter about Tre Johnson telling the NBA veteran to check up when he saw him?
I won't mention the name.
We won't mention the name. No, we're not going to do that.
So I was just in Athens, Greece for this trench work camp, and Tyler Relf was there. Tyler Relf is a trainer here in Dallas, and he was telling a story about Tre. And he said that there was this NBA player known for, being a defender. Like that's the skill set he hangs his hat on, is as a 3-and-D wing, and he was in the gym and correct me. Well, you can't correct me because only Tyler could correct me, whoever was there. But hopefully I'm telling the story correctly. And I guess the 3-and-D wing made a comment to Tre about something. And I don't know if he was just kind of being helpful or whatever. And Tre was like, check up. So, and again, I wasn't there. So I'm just telling what I heard. So it's like, check up. And they checked up. And Tre was given the veteran 3-and-D wing fits. And I'm not surprised because I've told the story before. There was a situation 2 years ago, 2023 draft. There was some guys, first round picks that were, preparing for the draft. And Tre comes in. It's like 1 o'clock. School's going on. I'm like, man, this dude's supposed to be in like lunch break or PE or something. Why is he even here at this pre-draft workout? And he comes in with his entourage. And when I say his entourage, I'm joking here because his entourage is usually just him and his dad. He comes in, he jumps in king of the court, and he's frying these guys. Frying them one-on-one. I got the footage. I haven't released it, but I talked to him at the draft, and I told him I had the footage, and I told him I'd find a way to get it to him. But Tre he was good. 19.5 points, 58% from the floor, 45% from 3. Unfortunately, he only played 2 games also, but he showed like mid-range, 3-ball, how do you want it?
Post up.
Tre Johnson. I think he's going to win, I think he's going to be first team all rookie. I'll put it like that. I still think that he's going to have a really good opportunity to lead the Wiz in scoring.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think it's going to be him. I feel like, since we're on the Wizards tangent, I think Keyshawn George is a hooper.
Yeah.
He played extremely well during summer league. He's getting better. I think he's going to emerge from that big forward pile of wings that they have as probably their best wing, not named Tre Johnson. So, but yeah, Tre Johnson he's a hooper. Like Hooper's Hooper through and through.
Jeremiah Fears. Now, I think with Jeremiah Fears was the 7th pick of the Pelicans. I feel like if you did not like Jeremiah Fears coming into summer league, then you have a lot of ammo about, how he played. But if you like Jeremiah Fears, which we are on board, we are team Jeremiah Fears, even though there were some negatives, there were a lot of positives to take. He averaged 17 points, 3.8 rebounds, 2.6 assists and he also played 5 games. So
Yeah.
he actually played in games. However, he was Jeremiah Fears. Like, you got to take the good with the bad. He got to the foul line 6 times a game. He was aggressive. He got downhill. He was ultra competitive. Got a little chippy. Like
every
game, he was chippy. But he struggled shooting. He only shot 18% from 3, and he had 20 turnovers to only 9 assists. The shooting splits were 40-18-72. The Pelicans didn't win. But what were your overall thoughts about Jeremiah Fears? Because I think it was up and down.
So he is a prime example of what I say, or what I said at the start of this show. Show me what I thought you could do in college that you did well. And what that was for Jeremiah Fears is he got to the rack, basically, or he got to the paint, basically, every time he wanted to. Unfortunately, sometimes when he got there, even though he wanted to, it doesn't necessarily mean that was the right choice to make. So, like, he kind of struggled with over-penetration on top of, like, the jump shot not falling. But I tell you this, again, he's 18. He's supposed to be, on campus somewhere, maybe OU still. And, like, he got to the basket every single time. He's extremely physical as a point guard. Like, he's lowering his shoulder. He's running into people. Again, I think that the Pelicans understand that he's not a finished product. Not even close. He's 18. It's going to take time. The things that he does really, really well, like, he does them really well. The shooting's got to get better, and obviously the decision making has to get better. But these were the same, like, issues that, whether you're a fan of his or not, he had at Oklahoma. So I feel like he showed you what he could become, but he also shows you what he definitely needs to work on.
Athlete AI is the story of an athlete. And every athlete deserves to have the story told. Under the lights and in the spotlight, this is your moment, your room. Download, capture, create, share. Athlete AI. Your name is Trent.
All right, let's move on to Egor Demin. This was probably the wildest summer league performance.
Explain that to me, Rob.
All right. Egor Demin shot 43% from 3 on 23 attempts per game. He was like a sniper. When he was in college, that was like the biggest concern, was that could he shoot? Well, I shouldn't say it was the biggest concern. It was one of the biggest concerns, as he was inefficient from deep. And he shot 43% from 3. But what everyone liked about him, what made him such an appealing prospect, was the great positional size of 6'8" and the playmaking. But he averages 1.3 assists per game.
I can't necessarily blame all that on him, man. That Brooklyn team was wild out there.
If I would have said Egor only averaged 1 assist per game and shoot 43% from 3, you would have been like, what? I mean, it was like the thing that made people like him, he didn't show it in Summer League. And the concern that people had, small sample size, but he was letting it fly with confidence.
You heard him say somebody said something to him, and he was like, why would you go under? Like, Egor, here's my thing about Egor. I think the shooting, is he a 43% shooter right now? No. Probably not. No, that's probably not real. But I do think he can improve as a shooter. My issues with him coming into the draft was, can he get into the paint?
Well, in Summer League, 23 of his 27
Man, it's
shots,
like you copied my notes.
Threes. It was basically
he only shot threes.
Every shot was
and
threes.
That's why I said I think Egor might be more Joe Ingles than a point guard, or there was people were throwing out the Josh Giddey. Nah, Josh Giddey's getting to the rack somehow. He's
playing faster.
Plays faster. Yeah. He's more aggressive. Again, Egor, I think he's going to be good. I still think like him going 8th was a reach, but at the same time, like him only averaging 1 assist per game, like who was he gonna pass to? Like that team just wasn't.
They had 4 first-round picks other than him. They should have.
He had 4 first-round picks, and 3 of them played the same position. So, and since we're talking about the Nets, like Ben Saraf can't really shoot. He shot 30% from the field.
Yeah, he was bad.
He wasn't good at all.
It was one game we sat like right.
Yeah, and the ball was going. It was going left like a lot, and these were wide open shots. He did show downhill flashes, Saraf, against the Knicks. But ultimately, like, his jump shot is just it's a project. And then we'll talk about the other. Well, let's just get all of them out the way. Nolan Traore didn't shoot the ball well.
No,
he didn't play well. He had, again, his moments against the Oklahoma City Thunder, but he shot 29%. So, like, how is Egor supposed to get an assist when, you know, guys in the backcourt that I'm sharing with can't shoot unless he was passing to Drew Timme?
Pick and roll. I mean, Timme was.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a. If you pass the ball to Drew Timme every time, you might get an assist.
Danny Wolf shot 36% at 6'10". Again, this isn't a knock on the Nets. Like I said, basically everybody shot poorly for the most part. But I'm just saying, like, if, you know, Egor's best asset to me is his passing ability. Passing ability would like you to think that it converts to assists. Well, it's hard to get assists. The guys aren't making shots.
Yeah, only got to the line twice, but
twice. And how many games did he play?
Played 5 games.
See, that's my thing with Egor. But again, I think the passing is good. I think the shooting will improve, and for him to go out there and make 43% on that volume is very good. But it's again, are you a point guard because you can pass? Or are you a point guard because you can control, pace, push, you know, know when to score, know when to shoot? And that's where I'm kind of like on the fence with Egor.
The 10th pick was Collin Murray-Boyles. Surprise. I'm still surprised that the Raptors took him at number 10. I've heard that the Raptors didn't take Khaman Maluach at 10 simply because it was known that Masai Ujiri wasn't going to be there. So it's kind of like, hey man, don't if you're not going to be there, don't even take him. So with that being said, Murray-Boyles went number 9. He averaged 10 points.
He had a 20-10 game against the Warriors.
20, I think, was it 20-9, 20-10, something like that. But he averaged 10.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2.8 stocks per game. He did what he does in college. Yeah. He was efficient around the rim. I still don't know I still don't know his role in Toronto. He was trying to shoot threes. He took 9 3-point attempts.
I have that in my notes. He was willingly getting them up, and I'm not mad at
that. But he only shot 57% from the foul line. I just have some concerns about his fit. So, like, what role does he play in Toronto?
Man, you're asking the wrong person, man. I don't know.
Is he small ball 5?
I mean, if you're a small ball 5, you guys are switching 2 through 5, probably maybe 1 through 5. Again, they got the guys, the length with, you know, Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram, I forget, plays for, you know, the Raptors. Like, they have the length to switch. All that is good, but, like, they're one of the worst 3-point shooting teams.
And they brought in a guy that
can't space the floor. So, you know, it'd be interesting to see how that works out for them.
Number 10, Khaman Maluach for the Suns. He just looked raw.
Yeah, man, I called him raw chicken, man. And there was a spot we were talking about. I can't remember where. No, it was Washington. And I was like, him and Sarr together, that's too much raw chicken. And, man, Maluach is raw chicken, man. 36% from the field, 23% from 3, shot 44% from the foul line. He shot 4 threes per game. I'm all for bigs, stretching the floor. But, like, 4 a game is like, that's too much, man. Jokic doesn't shoot 4 a game. Why are you shooting 4 a game?
He took 28 shots total, and 13 were from 3. I don't get it. Like, I know you probably worked on your 3 all summer, and I guess summer league is that, you know, the games don't necessarily count. But to me, it just wasn't a good look. It seems like he was shooting threes not because he felt like he worked on it all summer, which he probably did. To me, it was like, I'm scared of the physicality. I don't want to bang down here. So,
but I mean,
let me just hang out.
What post move? When has he shown you that he had a go-to move where he can be like, okay, I can go do this, I can go do that? Like, they used him out there like he was old Brook Lopez.
Right, but I mean, like, Joan Beringer.
That's true.
Threes.
That's true.
I mean,
But a point guard. Who was the point guard for the Suns?
I don't even know.
Exactly.
I mean,
Rob Dillingham. You got Rob Dillingham, who second-year guy, you know, hard to stay in front of, willing passer, playmaker. He's gonna get Joan Beringer looks like we don't know off the top of our head who the Suns' point guard was.
I don't even remember. But now I will say, for him, his game is dependent on the point guard play.
For sure.
But overall, I just wasn't impressed with what I saw. I mean, he had 1 assist to 7 turnovers. He struggled physically. Well, he struggled with the physicality. it's almost like he looked like the guy that I saw at the Nike Hoop Summit last year. Not the guy that we saw at Duke that was like making 78% of his shots. And then he goes to Phoenix. What's the point guard play like there also? I mean Booker can pass. But
after that, hey.
Yeah.
Good luck.
So, and then they still have 3 centers. So I would just say he was very, very disappointing for me. Cedric Coward didn't play.
Nah. Shout out to Cedric Coward. No.
Noa Essengue, man, I feel bad that my man Noa Essengue is only gonna be remembered for getting dunked on and just
he's a meme now.
The face that he made. But I thought he was productive. He's still like he's just productive, man. He's not like knocking down threes. He's not showing a flashy handle. He's just getting to the line. He's getting buckets. But I mean, I thought that he had some really, really good moments in Summer League, but it's just been overshadowed because
he got dunked on.
He got banged on. I mean, I knew Furphy had hops, but I didn't know he was cocking it back like that.
And then, I think Furphy hit somebody with the behind the back to even get to the basket. And yeah, man, it was just not a good look for Noah as far as just how the internet works. But
he had a game where he had 21 points.
Yeah, and he attacked closeouts and he shot 4 free throws. We know he was going to get fouled. Like, he had some good moments.
He had a double-double against the Kings, 12 and 10. I mean, I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to, whenever they sign Josh Giddey, I know that Josh was, the rumor is he was asking for a 30 mil, but I mean, he don't have any leverage. But I do think that Essengue is going to really benefit by playing with a guy like Josh Giddey, especially in transition and in the open floor. I think Josh Giddey's going to be his best friend.
Yeah, I think that him and Matas playing together, 2 6'9" guys, like, that's a good sign for a future. 2 6'9" guys with motors,
but they better be running.
And both of them got to make shots because I know Matas didn't shoot the ball from the 3-point line well in Summer League. But yeah, you get them out there running, and if Josh is running with them, like, they got some athletes, and the Essengue can probably avenge that. Maybe not Johnny Furphy, but he'll have his opportunities to catch somebody and be on the other end of a meme this time instead of, being a poster.
Derik Queen, similar to Jeremiah Fears. If you liked Queen, there's a lot of positives to take away from Summer League. If you didn't like Queen, which there's a lot of people that still aren't believers in Derik Queen, they also had a lot of things that they could say. So let's just get right to it. He averaged 14 and 11, 2.3 assists per game, shot 43% from the floor, 50% from 3. He led all players in Summer League in turnovers.
Yeah.
He was averaging like nearly 6 turnovers a game, and he had 17 turnovers to just 7 assists. He also averaged 4 fouls per game, but he showed skills.
Yo, if you just look at the numbers, really, if you just watch the game, what was the first game they played? Against the Timberwolves. He was terrible in the first half.
The first half, yeah.
He was getting his shot slapped. And then they played the Lakers, I believe, a couple nights later. He wasn't, like, good. And then you look up, he has, like, 13 and 10.
It's like every game, like, I can see, like, if you don't like Derik Queen, and, I was reading the comments on social media, oh, my God, he's out of shape. He doesn't do this. But then it's like, he's got 12 and 10.
Right. And
he's
it's
got
like
a double-double.
He's like, oh, he's out of shape. He averaged a block a game. That was the same amount as Maluach. Yeah. So it's like, I think him and Misi, I don't know how that's going to work at all. I think Derik Queen is a 5. And when he was playing 5 out against Portland, like, he was hard to guard. But when there was a low man there and it was Misi, like, that's how he was getting his shot slapped against Minnesota. Like, there was just no space.
Yeah.
And then also, like, I think that it's Summer League. They're not calling too much to anything. It's a 2-hour game. We got another game right here, right after this. He was trying to spam the James Harden move too much. But, like, he's extremely, extremely talented. Like, off the dribble, wrong foot shots, hook shots with the left hand, passing. Like, the talent is there. He just has to figure it out. I don't know if the out of shape rumors are accurate because, like, we saw him after the game. He looks skinny.
Yeah, man.
He just does not, like, move maybe at the pace that people would like him to move.
But I remember just hearing a scout tell me about it. He was like, hey, man, we're going to have a hard time selling him to our coach because our coach is going to watch him and be like, man, this guy's not taking it serious. The mouthpiece hanging out. But scouts are like, but just look at the numbers. Look at what he does. So
he was bad and was like getting like that first game against Minnesota. Like, he had like a double in the second half.
Yeah. I just don't like the fit. I mean, especially bringing Kevon Looney in. And maybe Looney's there to provide more than just depth in the front court. Maybe it's the leadership and the intangibles. But I think Queen is the 5, like you said. So Looney's probably got to play. They just drafted Messi. Like, you got 3-5. Like,
and Zion is whatever you want Zion to be. He's cold.
Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of that fit. All right, let's wrap up the lottery with Carter Bryant. Carter Bryant left Summer League as like a crazy fan favorite, and everybody loves what he does. I still got some concerns. Yes, the defense was good. And, if you break down the stats about what Cooper Flagg shot when he was guarded by Carter Bryant, that's encouraging. But it's still weird to me when, your matchup scores 31
and you locked him down.
Yeah. But Carter is, man, I mean, like, my concerns with him was just on the offensive end, just not being aggressive. But I will say this much. He was more aggressive in Summer League as far as looking for his shot than he was at Arizona. But he averaged only 7 points per game. 7 points, 1.7 blocks. But
that's great.
I mean, I hope that when I wrote this article that I was half sleepy, but did he really shoot 28% from the floor?
28% from the floor, 25% from 3. He looked like Ryan Dunn out there.
And check this out, though. Like, this is
shout out to Ryan Dunn.
Shout out to Ryan Dunn.
Shot 30% from 3 last year. I gotta shout him out.
Bryant had a game where he had 16 points, 4.5 rebounds. So I'm sorry, 16 points. He shot 6 of 9 from the field and 4 of 6 from 3.
Take away that game, what did he shoot?
That's what I'm saying. Like, he had a strong game where he was very efficient from the floor, and he still only shot 28% from the floor. So I get it. Defensively, he's ready to help out. But as great as he is on defense, if the other team is not guarding him, how playable is he? Especially for a San Antonio team that is, I mean, they got to make the playoffs.
And they paid Fox a bunch of bread, yeah.
So defensively, I thought he was good. I love the motor, the intensity. I just like what he brings on the defensive end. But the offense is so far behind the defense. And he's going to a young team, but I think he's in a unique situation because it is a young team, but it's a young team that, I mean, they're trying to win now.
So for sure.
I wonder how many developmental minutes is he going to get? Because if the Spurs weren't trying to win, then you can say, all right, now, he may play 28, 29 minutes per game. But now it's like, all right, fourth quarter, I mean, teams aren't going to guard him.
You can look at like Lou Dort made that jump, right? But you got to remember Lou Dort played for some of those bad Oklahoma City teams. I think he averaged like 17 one year where they were just like, yo, man, go out there and do what you got to do. Like, we don't even care. He played with, the tanking OKC teams and it worked out for him. But then at the same time, you look at like OG Anunoby, he's always played for good teams. And, he eventually turned himself into a, more than average contributor on the offense. And he averaged 18 a game last year for the Knicks. And he's basically a knockdown shooter for 3. So yeah, Carter Bryant, man, the offense was bad. But like I said, if you're a Carter Bryant, it's almost like the reverse of Fears. If you're a Jeremiah Fears fan, you can queue up some highlights like, that's why I like that guy. Whereas Carter Bryant, you queue up some defensive highlights like he guarded a pick and roll, saw the lob being thrown, and he blocked it. Like, that's big time. So, like, he made some plays. It's just on the offensive end, like, when I go hoop and the dude can't shoot, we say, yo, he with us.
Yep. However, it's much, much easier to turn him into an outside corner boy shooter than it is to turn somebody into the type of defender he is. So,
yeah, it's true.
Hey, man, just keep it simple. Just stay in that corner and knock down those corner threes, and he'll play like that.
Athlete AI is the story of the athlete. And every athlete deserves to have the story told. Under the lights and in the spotlight, this is your moment, your room. Download, capture, create, share. Athlete AI. Your name is Tre.
You got to talk about the guy. Our guy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't know if he's young Hansen, Yang, But you know who we are. We're talking about the big Chinese big that was the biggest winner of Summer League. I mean, maybe the Portland Trailblazers were the biggest winner of Summer League simply because
they just added like
they are
500,000 fans.
I mean, like
no, 500 million fans, I believe. What was that number?
Something crazy.
It was sort of like 480 million basketball fans in China.
Yeah, I've lived in China, and what's crazy is, and this is the crazy thing about China, you have to like live there to really understand it. They say there's like more basketball fans in China than we have people in the country, in the United States. But guess what? You can go to China, and there's so many people that there's a lot of people who have no idea what basketball is or don't even care. So I was there 2019-20 season, and I was around the Beijing Ducks a lot, and we had Jeremy Lin, and he was a big deal, but there was a lot of people that was like, who? Like, they didn't even know who the Beijing Ducks were. So, I mean, they just have so many people. However, with that being said, the Portland Trailblazers are, I mean, from what I've heard, they're just piling in the money as far as merch and Hansen Yang or Yang Hansen, whichever way you pronounce it. They were just saying that he's a cash cow right now. Like, his games are doing big numbers. His merch is doing numbers, his trading cards. And for Portland, not only did they get a guy that's box office that's going to generate revenue.
Box office.
They got a guy that can play.
That's the most important thing. Like, you can, it's only for so long fake ball players can't pretend. And Hansen looked like a real ball player. We were high on him, man. I, dap you out with you a little further away than from me. But, like, he was really, really good. He can legit pass the rock.
Yeah.
And he was blocking shots.
Yeah, averaged 2.3 blocks per game.
2.3 blocks per game. And it looks like they got into his ear, like, cool, it's cool that you box out, but you got to go get the ball. That last game, he went and got the basketball. Like, he is legit good at basketball. He's super skilled. He's knocking threes down. Yeah, he knows how to speak basketball, which is, very important, high IQ. I mean, I don't know, man. I think that me and you were kind of high on him, and then we look kind of smart.
You know how I knew that, like, the word was out that we were high on him? When the Blazers assistant GM comes up to us and says, how'd you guys like our pick?
Yeah. Shout out to Mike Schmitz, man.
And I thought he played really well. Still a little, I don't want to say raw, but still has to adjust to the speed of the NBA game. But he averaged, rounding up here, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2.3 blocks,
4 assists.
The passing was on full display, whether it's from like the high post, finding cutters. I think that Donovan Clingan is in a rough situation simply because that it's almost like in football. When the backup quarterback is a fan favorite, it puts so much pressure on the starting quarterback, and every time the starting quarterback throws a pick, there's fans that are calling for the backup. And I think with Yang's popularity, I just think that Clingan has to, be way better than him. It can't be close. I think Yang is better on the offensive end. Now, Clingan is better on the defensive end. But as far as just like offensively, I think that Hansen Yang is better. And we talk about point guard play. He played with Caleb Love and James Bouknight. So he wasn't really getting set up for a lot of opportunities.
But he has enough game to like, you know what? I'll just be the playmaker out here. Run the offense through me. I'll get Caleb Love looks. I think Caleb Love had like a 12 rebound game. That's because Hansen was clearing out space.
Yeah.
Hansen, my favorite thing about him, the post game, like we really haven't even seen the full post work yet.
Yeah.
But like he legit screens people every single trip down the court. And you can tell it like pisses people off because after a while, like them sweaty screens, man, I'm not trying to deal with all that.
Yeah.
He's hitting guys get looks. Hey man, I'm a big fan and we look smart, right?
All right. Go to Joan Beringer. Talk about having a phenomenal debut. My man
he could have got shut down.
He should have got shut down. He had 11 points, 8 rebounds, 6 blocks in 23 minutes. He basically made the paint a no-fly zone for the Pelicans. And then over the next 4 games, like
he only averaged 1.8 blocks the rest of the time.
Yeah. Overall, he averaged 6 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks. However, I do think that if you're a Wolves fan, you have to be encouraged by his performance.
Yeah.
He's going to get a chance to learn under Gobert, fellow Frenchman. And if he's able to play some minutes, then you got like 48 minutes of like length, athleticism, and rim protection. I think they probably bring him along slow. I think he could be like Clint Capella his rookie year. Clint Capella did not play. I think Dwight Howard was the starting center that year for Houston. But then he developed in the G League, and then he was like a wild card on the defensive end in the playoffs. And I think Beringer could end up being similar. I think he's going to spend a lot of time in Iowa, but I think learning from Rudy and then getting more game reps because he's fairly new to basketball. I think that, with his athleticism and the fact that he's a vertical lob threat, I think it's going to be. I think he has a chance of being able to see some rotation minutes, especially with you just never know what's going to happen in the NBA with injuries or whatever. But I do think that, with what he brings to the table, you have to be encouraged with what you saw.
Yeah, I still think, though, Minnesota's definitely in win now mode. And while he has an easier path to minutes because, again, he's a defensive specialist and you don't have to run anything for him on offense, like he's extremely raw. Like, he throws the ball over his head like he's still learning how to play basketball. So
yeah, some of those passes, like outlet passes,
man,
just dying in there.
It was looking like little giants when they was trying to figure out who the quarterback was out there.
Yeah, put a little pepper on those passes.
Spinning on wild. But yeah, he's raw. But like I said, man, if you would have shut him down after that game one, really that first like three plays,
all types of think pieces on him,
and they
being in their rotation.
Redraft would have had him going top 5, man.
Rudy Gobert's replacement,
right? And Gobert got a lethal shooter when he saw the Beringer tape.
Let's move on to Walter Clayton. He had a rough start, but then he started to pick it up, and then once he picked it up, I think he had a hamstring injury or something like that.
He had back-to-back 20-point games.
He had back-to-back 20-point games, but he struggled in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Like they
were starting to question him on Twitter.
34%. But again,
it's a lot of guys, man. It's hard to get a rhythm. Like they played Filipowski, Isaiah Collier, Bryce Sensabaugh was not shy at all. You know what time Ace Bailey's on, like. And then Cody Williams showed, he got better.
He's got to. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I like what the Jazz did. They're just like, hey, man, I know we drafted you high last year. We're not giving you anything. If you want to play, you're going to have to earn it because we got somebody, we drafted somebody in your same spot. But Walter Clayton, first, 3 games, 11 points, 34%, but then he had back-to-back 20-point games, and then he had like a pulled hamstring or something like that. I think for him, he's got an opportunity to play a lot of minutes. Colin Sexton is gone.
That's true.
And then
Clarkson's
gone.
They still got Keontae, though.
And Isaiah Collier. So, I'm guessing that's going to be their 3-guard rotation. What other guards are there?
That's true. That's a fair point.
Yeah, so I think he got an opportunity to play. We talked about Traore. He 7 points, 30% from 3. 30% from the floor, 14% from 3. He did have a positive assist-to-turnover ratio.
What was it?
8 and 7. But he was just like 6 of 16 from 2.
I think he's going to emerge as their best point guard option.
Yeah, I think so too. I think just because he's aggressive. I think he's the best combination between the two. The 3 guards, the 3-point guards that they drafted. So I think he has the most balance. But in his defense, it just wasn't the best situation for him.
Man.
But he's going to have to play off the ball.
Hey, man, good luck in Brooklyn, man. It looks crazy out there.
Jakucionis, other than one half, he was awful.
Yeah,
that's a strong choice of words, but he was awful.
And it's just Summer League. Trae Young was terrible in Summer League. Other guys were bad in Summer League. It's just Summer League. But this podcast is about Summer League. So I want to say him, Maluach, maybe another guy or two. They just had they looked bad.
Yeah.
And again, Kasparas, he did, he had that 20-point game, but
the game, he had 24 points that game, and I think it was against the Hawks. But he had 19 in the first half. Other than that 19-point first half where he couldn't miss, he struggled.
So he had a hot shooting half.
1.5.
And it's like he played off the ball a lot, which I ultimately think is what it's going to be, because like he's just the athleticism he struggled with. He was turning the rock over. Like everything negative that you saw that second half of the season at Illinois was like magnified even more because he couldn't make a shot. And it's like he struggled, but again, it's just summer league. He's gonna play alongside Tyler Hero. Bam's gonna make plays. They just re-signed Davion Mitchell. So I ultimately think he is a secondary ball handler, and like him sliding to 20. And now that I think about it, it doesn't surprise me. I had him going still in the lottery. I just feel like ultimately I don't think he is a lead guard, and like I don't want to be right about that because in summer league, like he didn't look like a lead guard at all. So
he didn't look like a league guard.
He struggled a lot, man.
Yeah, he was 1 for 15 in the California Classic. He had 6 assists and 12 turnovers, but overall he averaged 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2.5 assists, but 31% from the floor, 21% from 3, and similar to his college numbers, 3.7 turnovers per game. Will Riley. Will's a guy that I wish he played more than 2 games. In his first game, he looked, he just had 5 points. He looked like he was struggling with the physicality. Then his second game, he had 16 points. He was 5 of 6 from the floor, and then got shut down.
Yeah.
But he's in a situation where they have a lot of wings.
Yeah, man. I almost feel like I understand what Washington is doing, but they keep bringing in wings. They traded for Cam Whitmore. You know the time Cam Whitmore is on.
Yeah.
You know?
And he's at home.
And then like, who knows, but Jameer Watkins averaged like 6 steals a game or something crazy like that. And they just got a lot of wings. They still got Koulibaly, who's like 21.
Chris Middleton.
Chris Middleton's not gonna be there for too long.
But you gotta play him to move him though.
Do you? I mean, he can run up and down the court. We know what he is. They still got CJ McCollum.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about these last 3 guys.
All right.
That I thought played really, really well. Asa Newell.
Yep.
13 points, 8 rebounds, shot 51% from the floor, shot 43% from 3.
On 3.5 attempts.
3.5 attempts. So I thought he played well. What was your thoughts on Asa Newell's performance?
He was good. He showed you, he was like, we talked about Maluach. I worked on my 3-ball in the offseason. Well, his translated. He shot 43%. That's very good for Asa Newell. He was on the defensive glass. I think there's a opportunity for him to crack the rotation in Atlanta. But like
where?
I mean,
Porzingis
is not going to play 82. Porzingis might not play 60. To be honest with you,
you got
Mogi, Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson.
I think there are going to be minutes for him because, like I said, I don't think Porzingis plays a full season, and he's a lob threat, and he's an athlete. He's gonna bring energy, but him shooting the ball well from 3 is like a very good sign, and he was a willing 3-point shooter too.
Yeah, if he can provide like energy and a pick and pop option and be a lob threat, I think that really helps his case. But he shot 44% from the foul line, so it's kind of like, how do you shoot 43% from 3 or 44%? He shot
4 of 11, then it has to be it.
Yeah. All right, Nique Clifford. Nique was really good. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Stuffed the stat sheet. He shot 49% from the floor, 45% from 3. He scored in double figures in 5 of the 6 games. His best game was against, I don't know, was it Cleveland, 19-9-7, or Chicago, 19-12-5? Is it something that you expect because he's an older prospect and a lot of the guys are one and dones? Or is it just, forget how old he is. He was just good.
It's a combination of both. Unfortunately, he's 23. And I mean, 23.
You said unfortunately.
Unfortunately, like, I know, man, I'm over here 40 years old. I found some more grays in my beard. But unfortunately, you're 23. We expect you to play well. And he played very good. It's both. I expect my 23-year-old NBA rated guy to look the part in summer league because he's playing against, guys his age, experienced little peers, all that stuff. He played well. But I also think it will translate.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, okay, we talked about cracking the rotation. Sacramento, like where does Nique Clifford find minutes in Sacramento. What position is he?
And they're trying to get Jonathan.
And they're
Kuminga.
trying to get Jonathan Kuminga. And
that's what we're hearing.
Allegedly, they want him to start. So who's going to come off the bench if he starts? Jonathan Kuminga. They got DeRozan. They got Levine. They got Keegan Murray. Keegan Murray's going to try to defend, so you have to play him. They potentially have Kuminga. If they don't have Kuminga, they got Malik Monk. They got Devin Carter. They got Keon Ellis. So him playing well is good. Will he be able to crack that rotation on the team that is trying to make the play-in? We'll see.
Speaking of cracking the rotation, Jase Richardson was.
Hey man,
he was solid.
Listen,
man.
Rob, I'm gonna just stop you right now. Sometimes, man, you just gotta throw out the measurements. Like if a dude can hoop, he can just hoop. And that's Jase Richardson. He shouldn't have fallen this far.
Yeah. 16 points, 55, 50, 90 shooting splits.
And they played the Raptors. The Raptors looked like an AAU team at 8 o'clock in the morning where they were pressing. Teams were, they forced like 20-something turnovers one game. And like Jase didn't turn the ball over. Like he handled the pressure.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't pass the eye test. Even though he like tested well, he just doesn't pass the eye test because he's small. He's not like, his game isn't explosive, but he's efficient. He's smart.
People overthought it.
I mean, count me as one of the people that overthought it. I thought he was going to struggle. I mean, it's still just summer league, but hey, man, he was impressive. He was one of the guys that I'm like, you know what, I was probably wrong about.
I thought he was. I think that sometimes that like we can overthink things, and again, he tested well. Outside of him being 6 feet tall, but he's gonna knock down a shot. He has amazing touch around the basket.
Yeah, I mean his floater
is like amazing.
It's incredible. I mean, like when you look at the numbers, he was one of the more efficient players in college basketball around the rim. And a lot of times when you think about around the rim, you're thinking of like Dylan Harper and layups, but for him it was floaters,
the restricted area. Yeah.
All right, Hugo Gonzalez, he struggled. I don't even know if there's a lot of opportunities for him this year, even with Jason Tatum being out. But he shot 30% from the floor, 30% from three,
59% from the
foul line. What I did not like about Gonzalez was, at best, he's a rhythm shooter. And
you're not gonna get that rhythm as a role guy,
right? And the majority of his shots were threes, but he did have some games where he was efficient. He had 2 games where he was just 1 of 7 from three, but then he had 2 games where he was above 50%. But overall, I think he's going to spend a lot of time in Maine.
Yes.
And then we'll wrap it up here. I mean, we can talk about Yanic, Konan, Neiderhauser. He had just 4 points, 5 rebounds.
Yeah, but you know what? The last game he looked better against the Lakers.
We called that game NBA TV.
Yeah.
All right, Liam McNeeley, over 2 games, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. He was a lot better than I thought. I didn't have him as a first-round pick. I thought, like, man, for a guy that's labeled as a shooter, only shoot like 31% from 3 in college, that's tough. But he had, like you said, he had one of the better games, period. What was your overall thoughts about Liam McNeeley?
The shooting was a concern. Again, like you said, you have the reputation of being a shooter and shoot the ball well. That was a concern, but like he does other things to make up for, I guess, what he didn't shoot the ball at Connecticut, but he does rebound and he's a good playmaker. Yeah, so he did those things, and like him being able to score and just he has a knack for, like, he's a heady basketball player. I know those kind of sound like stereotypical things you say about a Liam McNeeley type, but like he played extremely well. So will he be able to crack the rotation? I don't know. We'll see.
Well, that wraps up this episode of the NBA Draft Junkies podcast. Stay tuned for the next episode. We're done with 2025. We didn't cover the second round, but we're done with 2025. And now it is on to the 2026 NBA Draft class. It is expected to be a loaded class. It has everything that you basically want if you're an NBA Draft fan. You have debates over who's going to be the first player taken. You have a group of returners. You have a group of freshmen. I can't wait. So stay tuned. Next episode, James and I, we're going to talk about the 2026 NBA Draft. And we're going to debate who is going to be the first pick. Way early, way too early. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. Once again, it's Rafael and James. NBA Draft Junkies podcast brought to you by Athlete.ai, and we are out of here.
We got merch coming.